Welcome to K. Charles Couture Sewing page. If you haven't done so, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like and share this video. Did you enjoy that video? I hope so. Now let me show you how I made it. Go ahead and grab you some material and some scissors and let's begin. I'm also using McCall's pattern M as in Mary 7846. Sometimes your sewing table just isn't big enough, so you got to get on the floor. Go ahead and lay out your fabric. We're going to do that. I'm going to be doing view B of this pattern, which is the pullover poncho. I had this material a while ago and I wanted to do another type of wrap, but I didn't have enough material. But this one is going to be perfect. The suggested fabrics are your moderate stretch knits, like your sweater knits or your pontees. But I didn't have that. I did have this outdoor material and it has a lot of stretch, so it's going to be perfect for it. So let's go ahead and cut our pattern pieces out. I'm also going to take it to the table just to make sure, like the smaller pieces, now that they're smaller, I can put them on my table. Make sure you get all of your notches. You want to make sure you transfer any markings that you have. This is the time to do it. And now, because the new norm is wearing a mask, I figured why not make a mask to match my poncho? So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to cut out the mask material, but I'm not going to use this on the inside. It's just going to be on the outside. The inside I'm going to use 100% cotton. That way I don't have trouble breathing through the material. But I thought that would be a really cute idea. So I'm definitely going to make a mask with this. Now the first thing it tells us to do in the instructions is we're going to go ahead and make our darts for the front and the back of our poncho. So this is where I'm going to put my material together, right sides facing, so that I can go ahead and sew down my darts. Now that you have your darts sewn together, what we're going to do is pin the poncho right sides facing together. We're going to match our notches in the large circles. Then we're going to stitch from the lower edge to the large circle. So you see I'm grabbing my pins and I'm pinning it down. And we all know what that means. When we're pinning it, we're going to be sewing. So we'll be going back over to the sewing machine shortly. Now that I have it pinned, I kind of like to get a visual. You all know how I am. I like to see things in progress. So this is what it's looking like just being pinned. So let's go ahead and sew it down because it looks good to me. So go ahead and move your poncho out of the way for a second and grab your collar. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our collars and we're going to fold it in half. And you want to make sure you have wrong sides together. So that means you're going to see the outside of your material. That's what we want to see. Wrong sides facing. Go ahead and put those together. Then we're going to baste it. And you're going to start from one end and we're going to go all the way to the other end. And we're just going to use a basting stitch, which is your largest stitch on your sewing machine. Now that you have that basted down, you're going to, with the right sides facing up, you're going to lap the right end of your collar over the left end of your collar. You want to match the large circles and you want to make sure that your raw edges are even. And we're going to sew using a 5/8 of an inch seam allowance. Okay, now that you have that done, we're going to add these two together. So you want to make sure that you have your right sides facing each other and we're going to pin it down. We're going to actually pin our collar onto our poncho so that we can begin to sew it. Now, this is the way I'm doing it. The directions tell you to begin at the front, and I did try that, but I don't like it. So I like to start at the back because the back has notches and you know where your center back is. So I started at the back and I'm pinning it down to my collar, right sides facing each other. The directions also tell you once you have it pinned, not pinned, once you have it sewn down to your poncho, you're going to do a double stitch and you're going to fold it down. I'm going to be using my serger, so I'm going to skip that step. If you don't have a serger, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and fold it under and do the double stitch like they're recommending in the instructions. And as you know who's been watching my channel, I'm visual. So now that I have it pinned down to the poncho, I want to see what it looks like. So I've turned mine inside out while it's pinned so I can make sure that the collar is lining up with the poncho the way I want it to, just to see if I need to do any nip tucks or if I need to make any adjustments. This is the time that you want to do it. I like what I see. I'm going to flip it back on the inside. So I'm going to take it over to my sewing machine and I'm going to go all the way around and make a stitch. I'm going to be using 5/8 of an inch seam allowance to sew down my collar. Then once I've done that, I'm going to, like I said, take it over to my serger and serge off the edges so I get a nice clean finish. Now that I have my collar on my poncho, we are almost done. Only thing we need to do now is hem the bottom and you are ready to wear it. I'm going to be doing the double fold over method. I'm going to fold it over about 1/4 of an inch and then I'm going to fold it over another 1/4 of an inch and then I'm going to sew it down as closest to the edge as possible. And just like that, under about 15 minutes, we're all done. I am in love with the poncho. I love the way it looks. I love the way the neck is feeling. I love the material. I cannot wait to put this on and go out to my event later on today. Stay tuned and I'll show you pictures of me actually in the poncho with my mask. And here I am. I'm actually at the event when I'm taking this picture. I absolutely love it. Look at the way that the mask fits. It's beautiful. Threw some jeans on and I was ready to go. I love the fit. I love the way I have the mask. I told you I put the cotton on the inside of the mask so it just have the outside appearance. You can see I have the pink 100% cotton on the inside. It feels great. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. See you next time.